Welcome back. Here is section 13.2 on 45, 45, 90 triangles. So we're talking about right triangles. Go ahead and fill in today's date up here. I'm going to start with some labeling here. As you can see right here in this box here, we have a 45, 45, 90. I'll point that out for you here. Here's my right angle, and if that's a right angle and these two sides are congruent, we have an isosceles triangle, so we know our base angles are both 45 degrees here. So this is 45 and this is 45, making that a 45, 45, 90 triangle. As we're working with these, our legs are both going to be the same, so I'm going to call that A, and then the other leg is also A. And to find the hypotenuse, it's actually, we're going to take that A value and we're going to multiply it by the square root of 2. So the hypotenuse is equal to the leg length times the square root of 2. And that is actually true for every 45, 45, 90 triangle. Alright, we're going to go into some examples here. We're going to find the values of x and y using what we know about our 45, 45, 90 triangles. So 45, 45, 90, we know both of our legs are congruent, so I know x is equal to 5. From our rule that we just learned up top, our hypotenuse is equal to a times the square root of 2. I'm going to label this 5 as a, so y is actually equal to 5, which is the leg, times the square root of 2. Okay. Example number 2 looks just about the same. I have my 45, 45, 90 triangle, so my legs are congruent. So my value of x, which isn't listed here, we're going to label all the parts here. My other leg is going to be 8, and we're going to call this find the value of the hypotenuse. It's terrible writing there. Let's make that better. So we've got the hypotenuse. That's not even much better. I'm just going to leave it out. Let's erase that here. Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, we're going to find the hypotenuse, which is this part right here. And that's going to be the leg, so that's the 8, times the square root of 2. So that is your hypotenuse here. Alright, 2 more examples here. This time we are given the hypotenuse, so we have to work backwards. So this is where our rationalizing the denominator comes in handy from what we learned yesterday. So we know that 18 is actually equal to the a value times the square root of 2. And in this particular case right now our a value is equal to 2. So I'm going to set up an equation here. So x, which is my a value, times the square root of 2 is equal to 18. I'm going to solve for x. I've got x is equal to 18 divided by the square root of 2. We can do that on the calculator and we get an approximate answer of 12.73. I want to show you also how to rationalize that denominator. I'm going to kind of work down here. There's extra practice from yesterday. So 18 over the square root of 2. Multiply the top and the bottom both by the square root of 2. I get 18 over 2 times the square root of 2, reducing that 18 over 2, 9 square root of 2. So that's another way you can do that. Those are actually both the same value. One more example here, same process. So we know that that hypotenuse, 8, is equal to the leg, we'll call it x, times the square root of 2. Divide both sides by the square root of 2. X, the approximate answer then is 5.66. Notice x and y are both the same, so I'm also going to say 5.66. Also going to rationalize it for you, just for extra practice. So 8 divided by the square root of 2. Move this up a little bit. Multiply the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. So 8 square root of 2 divided by 2, which simplifies to 4 square root of 2. If you were to do that on your calculator, you would see that it's 5.66 as well. Alright, this. We have our assignment here. Assignment number 3, practice worksheet 13.2.